Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have the latest on road conditions after cities throughout the region received quite a bit of snow. And even with that snowfall, the Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration marched on in Lexington.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:36 on January 16th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Yes, the snow continues to fly, but the good news, it'll be diminishing here over the next couple of hours. And these are some of the up-to-date snowfall reports as of about midnight last night, courtesy of the Weather Service office in Jackson. Lamont checking in with 7.5 inches of snow, 5.5 as you make your way toward Prestonsburg, and in Hazard in general, about 5 inches of snow. Temperatures as we wake up on a Tuesday morning in the teens. Harlan checking in at 19, Prestonsburg at 17, make your way from London to Somerset, and out toward Monticello, it's about 12, 13 degrees. Here's the pinpoint Doppler radar. Again, things have become more robust here over the last couple of hours from I-64 down toward Harlan. You can see how the aerial coverage continues to increase here. Got a little bit of energy, upper levels of the atmosphere helping with a little lift to promote this action right now, but here comes the drier air to kind of shut things off and try to increase the sunshine as we head through the morning into the afternoon. So the out the door forecast heading through your Tuesday, increasing the sunshine from the morning through the afternoon at a high. That's it. Only up close to 20. We'll try to warm things up, but when? First Alert 7-day forecasts. Any few moments. Right now, back to the news desk with Olivia.
A chilly morning for sure. Thank you, Tim. And yesterday, the manager at Food City in Hazard said most of the panic buying has died down with Food City. Over the past few days, folks have been waiting at the door for them to open. The workers at Food City were still at the store stocking shelves and checking people out. One shopper says that he tries to stay ahead of the panic buyers when he hears about weather threats.
One of the reasons I came out today for Food City was I had, my son works up here. I'd drive him to work. But I did this morning get some stuff that I could use maybe to have for breakfast as I went to work, things along those lines.
The manager added that he has heard about the weather threats and he made sure to stay stocked on the kitchen staples. And as snow continued to fall across the mountains yesterday, first responders continually remind folks to stay safe. And if you can stay off the roads, just make sure that you are doing that. Hazard Police Department Major Zach Miller says if you happen to get into an accident or just need some help, give them a call and they will get to you as soon as they can.
We've got officers out, and if you're involved in an accident or if you're stuck in some way on a roadway, just call us and we'll come out and help. We're also, if you live in the city limits and you're a healthcare worker or some type of provider, we can actually transport you to and from work if you can't get out.
And once again, just remember to stay off those roads if you can. And if you don't have to get out, just stay inside and stay warm. Officials in Pike County are stressing the importance of staying home, saying the safest way to do that is to be prepared for all possibilities, from packing a car safety kit and filling the tank to stocking the pantry with non-perishables. Emergency Management Director Nee Jackson says there are plenty of ways to stay prepared for the week of winter weather. He says keeping your thermostat at a set temperature as cold weather rolls through is important, and making sure you are prepared for the possible loss of electricity is always a good rule of thumb. Having batteries, an alternative heat source, blankets, and water with you.
Right now, we don't anticipate any power outages or anything of that nature, but it's always good to be prepared for things like that, just in case it happens.
Jackson met with Judge Executive Ray Jones, and the county declared a state of emergency, saying the conditions are too dangerous for unnecessary travel. Now to some photos of our viewer out of Prestonsburg. This was sent to us yesterday. You can see the damage being done by the snow here in eastern Kentucky. The snow absolutely covering this Nissan Murano. And I'm sure there are many folks that came across this issue when they had to go to work or wherever they had to be yesterday. Much of Tennessee also got pounded by this winter weather. This is a video from Knoxville where up to 10 inches of snow was reported. At one point, 3 major highways were closed in that area due to the snowy weather. Operations were also halted at the McGee-Tyson Airport until tomorrow morning. And the Tennessee legislative session in Nashville was canceled for the rest of the week. While winter weather may have put a halt on many of the celebrations here in eastern Kentucky, the MLK Day Freedom March and celebration in Lexington carried on. It's the 51st anniversary of Lexington's festivities for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's one of the longest running celebrations in the country, and it brings thousands of people across the state together to honor his life.
When we're able to come together like this, in times like this, it just shows the love of God, and it helps us to carry on the dream of Martin Luther King.
While yesterday is recognized as Martin Luther King Jr. Day, many communities hosted celebrations during the weekend or plan to reschedule for a future date. Kentucky State Police are investigating a deadly fire in Breathitt County. It happened Saturday on Leatherwood Road in the Lost Creek community. Police say they found human remains inside the home. The remains were taken to the medical examiner's office in Frankfort for identification and an autopsy. The cause of the fire is not known yet, and foul play is not suspected. Several Hazard Police Department officers are now trained on the department's new Faro technology. I spoke to Major Zach Miller about how this will broaden their tool belt. As of mid-January, Hazard Police Department's Major Zach Miller says 4 officers are certified with the Faro scanner, saying HPD is one of the few to have the technology in our region.
Once we start scanning the schools and being able to do pre-incident planning, that's going to open up a lot of avenues for us to move forward with this technology.
With Bristol, Tennessee and Nicholasville, Kentucky being the 2 closest departments with the Faro device, Miller says they are excited to start scanning schools in the area to be prepared in the event of an emergency.
The response time is critical, and if we're familiar with the layout of a building and we're getting information on our way to a school or on our way to a church or a building or something saying the incident is in this area of the building, well, as long as we're up to date with our scans and we're up to date with the training with our officers on being aware of these buildings, we're able to, minimize that response time.
Saying the scanner will just add to their tool belt of preparedness.
The scanner doesn't take away, I guess, reason to be at a school, to walk through the school in person. I mean, this is just another avenue to do that. If the school's closed for the night, locked up, and if you're on night shift and you're working from midnight to 8 in the morning, it's hard to walk through the schools. It's hard to walk through the churches or the buildings.
Aunt Miller says now that they are officially certified, it will be a matter of helping the public in the long run. The Faro 3D scanner can also be used for crime scene documentation and accident reconstruction. Still to come on Mountain News this morning, Leonardo DiCaprio explains how his latest blockbuster feels like real life. That's next in Your Eye on Entertainment.
And your eye on weather, flurries and snow showers as we wake up on Tuesday morning, temps in the teens. Even colder than that by about maybe 10 to 15 degrees tomorrow morning. We'll explain. The First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up after the break.